Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing good and I'm back with another informative video. In this video, I'm going to explain you guys how to find an accommodation here in the United Kingdom. I know most of you all are coming to the UK. Finding an accommodation here in the UK has been a hustle, guys. It becomes so difficult that like many students are literally on roads right now, and I'm not really sure why, but there's a lot of scarcity for accommodations. So finding an accommodation before you come here is really important, guys, because you can't wait until you come here and then search for accommodation like before, because it's not same like before. It's not easy to get an accommodation here in the UK. So don't risk it and don't wait until you're here, guys, because after you come here, if you don't find an accommodation, it'll be really difficult for you guys, because this is an unknown country for you guys. If you don't know anyone over here, imagine how it would be for you guys. So don't risk it, don't do it. Just try to find accommodation. In this video, I'll give you a few tips as to how you can find accommodation before coming here. I hope this helps. Let's start the video. If you're coming here to join in a university, then you will have university accommodation available. So just make sure that you're applying it really early, because usually university accommodations fills out really fast. So you need to apply really early to get into one of those accommodations. But it is 100% the best to stay in university accommodations. If you don't know anyone here, or if you don't have friends, relatives, or anyone, then it's 100% best to stay over there, because you'll have some place to stay as soon as you come here. Especially in these circumstances, it's not easy to find an accommodation. So if you have that option, please opt for that and try to stay in your university accommodation at least for a year or two. After that, you will find new friends, you'll make new friends, and then you might be able to find new accommodations. But initially, it's better to stay in your university accommodations, guys. And the next option would be private accommodations. Yes, so if you can't find accommodations inside your university, if they fill out, or whatever it is, you can find accommodations outside the university as well. There are student accommodations which are available only to students, so you will have huge chance to get into one of those, because usually a lot of people come here every year. So if you are a student, you'll be easily get into one of these student accommodations, because they only give rooms to students. So yeah, so these might be a little expensive, but it is 100% worth it, guys. So there are few accommodations which can be shared by different people, so you can share rooms with different persons as well in student accommodation, so that your room cost will reduce. So yeah, private accommodations are also really nice, guys. They have a lot of facilities available. They have like libraries, reading tables, gym, different facilities available. Some student accommodations do have breakfast options. It's all included. You don't have to pay electricity bill, internet, nothing. Everything is included in there. So it is much easier for you guys to initially go and stay in private accommodations. Initially you don't know anything. If you don't know anyone, then it'll be really difficult to sort everything out and then pay bills and everything. So this will be really useful. So the second best option for you guys is private accommodations, guys. So if you search private student accommodations in so and so city, like whichever city you're going to, for example, private student accommodations in Edinburgh, if you type this in Google, you'll find a lot of student accommodations. So you can search for one of those and then book it. So the only disadvantage is they do have certain period of time. For example, you need to stay there for like 9 months or 12 months depending on student accommodations. So that's the only con. Otherwise, I feel that's the best way to start your journey here, because you'll have all the facilities over there, and you'll also find different students over there. So it's easy for you to socialize and then make new friends, because you don't know anyone here. So it'll be really difficult to make friends if you stay in a house or a rented flat. But if you stay in a student accommodation, you'll find all the students from different universities in that accommodation, and you can like make new friends. So that's advantage for you guys. So for private student accommodations, you can apply from India, guys. For example, if you find your suitable student accommodation, you can message them and they will send you a contract for yourself, for example, for 9 months, 6 months, or 12 months depending on the student accommodation. And you'll need to like pay all the money in installments, I guess, maybe 2 or 3 installments installments depending on the student accommodation. So before you come, they'll take some deposit and they'll, you know, take few papers from you as a guarantor. Someone from India can sign it, your father, your cousin, or whoever it is, they can sign the papers, and that's enough for them. You know, you don't have to like bring references or anything like that. If anybody signs as a guarantor from your side from India, and if you send those papers over here, I mean through online, it's all good. You can pay deposit and then your room is booked, and once you come here you can pay the initial installment, and then you can like pay another installment in 6 months or 3 months time depending on different accommodations. So it's fairly simple process compared to, you know, searching a rented home or anything like that. So if you want to share that with someone else, you can ask them, you can, you know, ask a lot of questions. You can ask how the accommodation is. You can ask for videos, photos, you can ask for facilities, you can ask them for a shared room so that they might find you some partner who you can share your room with. So that's how your rent will be divided. So yeah, that's really advantageous. And the third type is rented houses. Yes, so most of you all know that, you know, you can save a lot of money if you share your rented house with different people, and then, you know, if you stay there you can save a lot of money. Yes, that's absolutely true, guys. You can definitely save a lot of money, but in current circumstances, if you don't know anyone here, if you think that, you know, after coming here, if you can stay in, you know, temporary accommodation for 1 or 2 months, and if you think you can find a rented house and then stay with different friends, I don't think that's possible, guys, because I've seen so many people who have come here without searching for accommodation. They have taken like temporary accommodation for like 1 or 2 weeks and thought that they will find a home over here, and they didn't get any accommodation because the situation is really bad over here right now, and it has become so difficult for people to find an accommodation. So don't do that, guys. You know, this is really serious. I mean, if you don't know anyone here, you cannot just, you know, think that you will find accommodation and then you can't come here. That's not safe. That's not good idea. So if you know your friends or anyone here, you can come and, you know, stay in rented houses. That's the best option. But if you don't know anyone, if you think that you can stay in temporary accommodation and then find one, no, you can't. You won't be able to do it in these circumstances. Maybe there are a few who can find it with their connections and everything, but it's not possible for everyone. So don't risk it. Don't do that. This is my suggestion for you all, guys, because I've stayed here for like almost 3 years now, and then I couldn't find an accommodation after coming back here from India. I told you guys as well. So it becomes so difficult that I almost gave up. Thankfully, I knew a few people over here and they were kind enough to, you know, let us stay with them. But then if not, I'm on roads, literally. So it's not that simple. It's not easy. So don't make a mistake, guys. This is really serious issue. If you have an accommodation only, please board the flight. If not, please don't. You cannot like come here and find accommodation in 1 or 2 weeks. It's not possible. Just choose for university accommodation or private accommodation. Even if it's a little expensive, that's fine, guys. Instead of staying on roads or, you know, living with fear, that's somewhat better, I feel. So yeah, so this is the third option. And if you find a rented house, for example, guys, there are few ways, you know, to find accommodations. The first thing is there are few apps. The first app is Rightmove. This is most popular app, and the other one is Zoopla. So these two are very famous, and the other one is Gumtree as well. Like few people use it as well. So these are the 3 different website where you can find rented houses. And if not these 3, there are different Indian groups, guys. So there's a Facebook groups, different Scotland, you know, England, London, Edinburgh groups. You can post there, or you can search for, you know, your accommodation over there. That's very efficient because many people post, you know, different accommodation leads over there. So you might find one. So that's the very easiest way for you to find, instead of like going into different apps and then searching it. So first try to find it in Facebook groups, or, you know, try messaging different WhatsApp groups or anything like that. So if you don't find there, then you can search in different apps. And also just please make sure that you're not paying anything without seeing the flat, guys, because there are a lot of scams going on right now because there's no accommodations, and, you know, people are like literally in need and then they are using it. So they will say that you have a flat over here, and then they'll ask you to pay so and so pounds, and then you're like, you're going to pay it because you don't have any choice, and then after coming here there's no such person, and you'll be scammed and you're going to lose money. At the same time, there's no accommodation for you. So unless and until you know it's 100% sure, don't pay any money. You can tell them that you're going to pay some deposit of like few pounds or anything like that, but then don't pay entire rent or something like that. please don't do that. So yeah, these are the 3 types of accommodations where you can stay, you know, after coming to the UK, and this is how you can search for them. And these are there are scams going on, so please be aware. And finally, what I wanted to say is, so don't think that I'm repeating, but if you don't have accommodation, please don't come here, guys. Please find an accommodation and then come here. If you don't know anyone, it'll be really difficult for you guys. Trust me, the situation is just not really great. You know, it takes some time for you to find an accommodation. You will find it, but it takes a lot of time. So if you're going to stay in like temporary accommodation, it's going to cost you a lot. So make sure you find an accommodation and then come here. So there are different Facebook groups you can find over there. You know, there are different WhatsApp groups you can, you know, search over there. There are different apps like Zoopla, Rightmove. So yeah, or university accommodations or private student accommodation. These are the different types of accommodation, guys. I hope this video is really useful for you guys. Also, guys, comment below and, you know, just mention that if you have any accommodations available, just comment below so that, you know, someone might able to like reach you and they might be able to get a home. So I thought of making this video at this situation because this is really important, and I wanted you all to know this as well, and I don't want you all to face any problems. I'll be back with more videos. Bye.